Good morning dear students and welcome to the biology classes. So today continuing our discussion to the second chapter of your first PUC, biological classification. So far now ಹಿಂದಿನ classes ನಲ್ಲಿ we have seen the basics on this particular chapter, biological classification, followed by we have discussed the 5 kingdom classification, Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification. Alright, kingdom Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So R.H. Whittaker in the year 1969 he put forth this particular concept of 5 kingdom classification, classifying the organisms into 5 kingdoms. But according to today's the latestly kingdom Monera, as you know, it has got 2 divisions, as I say, right? That is Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. Alright, Archaebacteria and Eubacteria. According to Whittaker's 5 kingdom classification, he placed all the prokaryotes, unicellular organisms like bacteria example, okay, सभी बैक्टीरिया जो भी प्रोकैरियोटिक यूनिसेलुलर होंगे उनको मोनेरा में प्लेस किया गया. राइट, फॉलोड बाय ऑल द यूनिसेल्ड eukaryotes. I hope you are remembering the definitions of prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Don't forget it. It is very much important. Unless and until you don't understand these particular terms, nimage chapter understand agadu kashta. Alright. So, unicelled eukaryotes anna Protista ant heli karadru. Alright. Then this protists gave rise to different, what do you say, kingdoms in future. Like they shared the common characteristics. Idarinda evolution agbittu it fungi were formed. They were multi-celled, alright, eukaryotes, multi-celled eukaryotes. This from Monera evolution agbitu protists, from protist fungi, and fungi were sharing the common characteristics, as you know. Right, here we put plantae, which are photosynthetic, multi-celled or having organ system level of classification, means the body organization, followed by they were eukaryotes, of course. Alright, eukaryotes adavilla? Yes. Then kingdom Animalia, they were multi-celled, having organ level of classification, organ level of body organization, followed by they were also eukaryotes. Alright, that we'll see. We'll move forward to, in today's class we'll see some important points with regard to kingdom Protista. Fine. All the eukaryotes, unicellular organisms, all the animal like, then algae like, plant like, fungi like, eukaryotic, unicelled organisms were put under this particular kingdom, that is kingdom Protista. Right. Then kingdom Protista, as you can see, it includes unicell, single celled eukaryotic organisms. It includes single celled eukaryotic with a definite nucleus membrane and other membrane bound organelles. As you said eukaryotes antandaga, always do remember their nucleus will have a perfect boundary upon them, surrounding them. Alright. So, that is the main important point about eukaryotes. Protists boundary is not particularly well defined. That is why, as I said, it included the organisms which behave like, which have the characteristics animal like or algae like, plant like and fungi like. Okay, that is why इस particular kingdom को scientists believe as dustbins. They commonly term it as dustbin of organism, because इसकी जो सीमा है, इसका बाउंड्री, इसका परफेक्ट बाउंड्री नहीं है कि पर्टिकुलर लाइक हाउ Monera kingdom we had only bacteria, prokaryote unicelled organisms which like especially bacteria, but यहाँ पे we will find the organisms which behave have like animal like or fungi like, plant like. जो भी सिंगल सेल्ड ऑर्गेनिज्म है उनको प्रोटिस्टा में फेंक दिया गया. सो दैट इज वाई वी कॉमनली कॉल इट एज, साइंटिस्ट कॉमनली बिलीव इट एज डस्टबिन ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स, और सिंपली in other words they also term it as dustbin kingdom. This is not given in your NCERT, but still, right, for your knowledge purpose you can have this information. Dustbin kingdom. All right. Then single celled eukaryotic organisms with a well defined boundary and other membrane bound organelles are found in these members of these particular kingdom. All right. And also very special feature what you can find here is they have like how the previous kingdom like Monera also had the bacteria, had the flagella. Here they have two kind of structures which help in the motility, in the movement, that is flagella and cilia. They have flagella and cilia as a locomotory structures. Most of these organisms, they are primarily aquatic. They are aquatic. Aquatic means which are found in the water. Let it be marine or freshwater. We commonly call aquatic. Marine water and freshwater habitat means like marine water antandaga which are found in the oceans or samudra neerali, right? समुद्र में पाए जाने वाले जीवियों को we call marine water habitat, and fresh water habitat which are found in the lakes, right, rivers. All right, that's what is about kingdom Protista. Protists, as I said, they are primarily aquatic, right? That's what I highlighted in the previous slide. They are aquatic. It is a, that's why very first slide I have shown you, they have the link with plants, animals and fungi. See, bacteria and archaebacteria, right? As you see, this is the latest photograph where the 5 kingdom classification slight modification is done, right? Bacteria and archaebacteria occupy a very basic level, followed by the which with evolution gave rise to protists, right? They share a common characteristic, like protists gave rise to further fungi, animals and plants. ಇದರಿಂದನೇ evolution ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವುಗಳ animal means organism formed. All right. So they reproduce by two means, asexually as well as sexually. Asexually and sexually. Sexual reproduction is through the fusion and the zygote formation. The classification, when we see kingdom Protista are classified into this 5 sections, what is being highlighted here. They are classified into, which includes the chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, number 1, chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, then comes the euglenoids, then slime molds, and lastly the protozoans. The images have been displayed for your reference. You can see these are the chrysophytes, which includes commonly the members, popularly the diatoms. We will see in the coming slides. Then these are dinoflagellates. The name tells you dino means they have 2 flagella. Alright. Then euglenoids, they have the photosynthetic pigment. इसको sunlight और photosynthesis means the sunlight मिलने पे chlorophyll pigment इसमें जो present है वो photosynthesis करने के लिए लाभदायक होता है. Alright. Then this organisms, what do you see? Number 4, they are the slime molds, followed by the number 5th position, that is the protozoans. Alright. Before we discuss the classification, I shall highlight you to the basic characteristics. Basic characteristics of kingdom Protista. Number 1, all are eukaryotes. Number 2, all of them are unicellular. All of them are unicellular. These 2 points you must and should need to know. Alright. Then number 3, most of them are heterotropic. Most of them are heterotrophs. Few are there which have the characteristic that they can undergo a process of photosynthesis, like as I have shown you in the previous slide, that is the euglenoids, because they have a chlorophyll present in them. Alright. Then their habitat is basically aquatic. They are found in the water. Then being eukaryotes, alright, being eukaryotes, protist cell body has a well defined nucleus. Well defined nucleus and other membrane bound organelles. This already we have seen in the previous slides, but for your reference I am writing it on the board. You can see, right? Please note down these characteristics. Fine. Then they have a nuclear membrane presence of nuclear membrane. अगर न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन प्रेजेंट है तो उसमें आप क्या पाओगे? Inside the nucleus you will find the DNA along with the histone proteins, right? Histone proteins भी पाए गए हैं इसमें. All right. Then sixth point we'll see, some have flagella or cilia as the organ for motility. All right, like you can find they have the structure like this, flagella or cilia. All right. Then seventh important point is they reproduce both by asexual method and sexual method, by cell fusion and zygote formation. We shall move to the classification as I have discussed, right? Protists have the 5 classes. It has been classified into chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, euglenoids, slime molds and protozoans. We will see one by one. In today's class we will see about what are chrysophytes. Chrysophytes are the one, this group of protists, are found in fresh water. They are microscopic. What they are? They are microscopic and float. That is why they flow on the water. Okay, जो भी ऑर्गेनिज्म वाटर पे फ्लोट करता है, इसमें दो वैरायटी के, लाइक वी कॉल दैट पर्टिकुलर, वी हैव गिवन इट अ टर्म, ಅದಕ್ಕೇನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು, प्लैंकटन, विच हैव द कैपेसिटी टू फ्लोट एंड बहते पानी में उसके साथ में दे फ्लोट पैसिवली अलोंग द वाटर. दैट इज वाई वी कॉल इट एज देम एज प्लैंकटन्स. दीज प्लैंकटन्स अगर प्लांट है तो उसको हम बोलेंगे फाइटो प्लैंकटन. ठीक है. अगर एनिमल है तो वी विल कॉल इट एज प्लैंकटन. क्लियर? मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर photosynthetic. They are photosynthetic, having photosynthetic pigments. This includes the common members like diatoms and golden algae. You can see this golden algae and this are the diatoms. Clear? This is a structure like how diatoms look like. Clear? Let me show you some more detail about the diatoms. Diatoms, they have the ciliaceous cell wall. Diatoms, why they are called di? Means they appear like this. जैसे मानो सोप का जो मीन्स सोप केस होता है, जैसे हम लोग उसको क्लोज करते हैं वैसे अपीयर होता है, राइट? दे हैव अ ciliaceous cell wall forming two overlapping shells which fit together like this. That is why I have shown it here, right? आप देख सकते हो सोप केस मैंने डिस्प्ले किया हुआ है, राइट? एक डायटम है, जैसे ऐसे क्लोज है, मानो जैसे सोप दानी जैसे क्लोज होता है वैसे ही इट अपियर्स. सोप दानी क्लोज ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಲ್ರಿ, like these two separate entities, we are a closed form. All right? Diatoms, we call them as chief producers in the ocean. They occupy the very basic position in the oceans. That is why we call them as chief producers in the oceans. You can see the images displayed here, the diatoms. Okay, they have, as I said, the cell wall composition of them has got silica, right? Cell wall composed of silica. Because of the siliceous cell wall, they form the overlapping shells which fit together, as I have shown here, right? This part. Clear? So they fit together, they occupy the chief producers position in oceans. The cell wall deposit of diatoms, जब भी सेल वॉल डेपोजिशन बहुत सालों के लिए, बहळಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷದ ನಂತರ, when these are found deposited, right, this in their habitat, that is called as diatomaceous earth. That is called diatomaceous earth. Yeah, you can see here, I have shown it on the slide. This is the diatomaceous earth. This contains the material silica and that is why this appears जैसे खुरदुरा होता है वो, ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ, it is like the surface will be rough, which will be commonly used in the polishing, filtration of oils and syrups. And you must have seen the sandpaper ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. You must have seen the sandpaper which appears rough, like paper ಮೇಲೆ sand stick ಮಾಡಿದಂಗೆ. That is made with using this particular material. This is the image which I have already shown you. Next part in the kingdom Protista is dinoflagellates. The name tells you. You can see this particular image. they have two flagella. They have two flagella. They are marine and photosynthetic. These organisms are marine. Marine माने जो भी आपको समुद्र नीर में समुद्र के पानी में पाया जाता है. समुद्र नीರಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣುವಂತ ಆರ್ಗಾನಿಸಮ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಳಗನ marine ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. And they are photosynthetic. Photosynthetic which have the capacity to undergo produce energy by a process of photosynthesis. They appear in different colors. We find yellow, green, brown, blue or red, which is depending on their pigment what they have. What kind of pigment they have, that gives them, that imparts them the particular color. Alright. Cell wall has a stiff cellulose. It has stiff cellulose plates on the outer surface. Clear? Because of this property, they have a very special mechanism in them. We call it as bioluminescence. Bioluminescence. These organisms, they show a phenomenon called bioluminescence. They give certain color, means they appear like a shiny appearance. So that is why we call bioluminescence. They have two flagella. As I said in the previous image, I have shown it here. Right? You can find more clear picture here. This. They have two flagella. One lies longitudinally, just like this. This is the image, which like one flagella will be moving like this, downward position, and the other one जैसे ऐसे होता है, like this will be. I will change the color. So this appears. Another flagella will be in this position, in this direction, and एक जैसे one is longitudinal and the other is transverse. मतलब ऐसे अपने आप को घूम के like सुत्कोंडी Clear? Then red dinoflagellates, like popularly known as gonalux, undergo rapid multiplication so that they see appears red tides. You'll note both new red tide property, what I have said. They appear red in color and they release the toxins that kills the marine, the fishes which are present in the water. Marine life, this toxins which are released by this particular means the protist gonalux, that is toxic to the fishes. Clear? So this is about the two parts in this. The number one, we have discussed about chrysophytes and we have seen few points about dinoflagellates. Alright, so that's all for today's session. We have some more discussions to be done in this particular chapter only. That is, we have left out with euglenoids, slime molds and protozoans, that we shall see in the next class. So that's all for today. I hope you are following it clear. If any doubts, just let me know. I will clarify your doubts. Thank you for watching. Keep learning and take care.